monkey who killed the owlet, and now Mother Owl won't wake the sun so that the day can
come.
Now, the iguana was not at the meeting, for he had not heard the summons. The antelope was sent to fetch him. All the animals laughed when they saw the iguana coming, with the sticks still stuck in his ears. King Lion pulled the sticks out. Then he asked Iguana, "What evil have you been plotting against the python?" None at all, called the iguana. Python is my friend. Then why wouldn't you say good morning to me, demanded the snake. I didn't hear you or even see you, said the iguana. Mosquito told me such a big lie, I couldn't bear to listen to it. So I put the stick in my ears. So that's why you had a stick in your ears, said the lion. Yes, said the iguana. It was the mosquito's fault. King Lion said to the council, so it was the mosquito who ignored the iguana, who frightened the python, who scared the rabbit, who started the crow, who alarmed the monkey, who killed the owlet, and now Mother Owl won't wake the sun, and so that the day can come. Punish the mosquito! Punish the mosquito! Cried all the animals. When Mother Owl heard that, she was satisfied. She turned her head toward the east and hooted, "Hoo! Hoo! Hoo!" And the sun came up. Meanwhile, the mosquito had listened to it all from a nearby bush. What do you think the mosquito is going to do next?
But someone else's ear.
Maybe buzz in someone else's ear? How do you think that made him feel? If he heard from it be blamed from one person, from one animal to the next animal, to the next animal, all to have it pinned back on him. What do you think that he's probably thinking they're going to do to him?
To him. Execute him. Execute
Kill
him.
him, punish him in some sense.
Execute
Other
him.
than killing him, what other punishment may he receive? Or might he receive?
Just go in a box or something.
Okay, confine him to a box.
He
or
can
maybe
never
a
tell a
secret
lie
place.
again.
Lock him up in a new dungeon.
Okay. Lock him in a dungeon, maybe. Okay. Any more
Made him
predictions?
swore that he wouldn't tell any more lies.
Okay. Make him swear that he wouldn't tell any more fibs to get things started.
I don't think he's going to lie, actually. He might have been telling the truth.
Let's see. Meanwhile, the mosquito had listened to it all from the nearby bush. She crept under a leafy stem and was never found and brought before the council. Just because of this, the mosquito has a guilty conscience. To this day, she goes about whining in people's ears. Zzz. Is everyone still angry at me? When she does that, she gets an honest answer. What do you guys do when a mosquito gets in your ear?
You whack it. Whack it.
Okay? So, one word that stuck out to me, well, there are several vocabulary words, but before we start on our other graphic organizers, let's talk about the word conscience. Okay? What happened with the mosquito and his conscience? His conscience made him feel what? Guilty. Okay? Guilty. What does that mean if someone feels guilty about something?
They give up or something?
Okay, well, in a sense, yeah, that could be.
Like, maybe someone did something and they know they did it and everyone's blaming them.
Right, that's a good example. Is your hand raised? Okay.
Probably like he did something and like now everybody's blaming him for doing it. And now he don't feel like
Right. Doesn't feel quite right, okay?
He did something and then like he blamed it on somebody else and then he feels guilty and he blames it on the other person.
So, how can we use this story and apply it to ourselves? Because as you see, we notice here what happened. The mosquito, was that his intention for all of this to happen?
No.
No, it wasn't his intention. Okay? So think sometimes to some things that goes on with you guys of how you may do one thing, but it gets taken out of context and it has an effect and it affects people in certain ways. Do you think you guys, when you're maybe taking something that doesn't belong to you, your conscience maybe sometimes make you feel a certain way because you know better? Or it's maybe sometimes with your parents if they ask you to do something and you don't do it, or a teacher, you don't do it, and you know you should do what's right, but your conscience bothers you because you know what's right deep within, right?
Yeah.
Okay? So if you would, let's look at your graphic organizer, your second sheet. So, your first question here says, why does the iguana put sticks in his ears? Why does the iguana put sticks in his ears? Go ahead and write your answer down for me. Why does the iguana put sticks in his ears? Okay? Raise your hand if you would like to share out your answer. Raise your hand if you would like to share out your answer. Okay?
Gardner put sticks in his ear because he didn't want to get mosquitoes around.
Do you guys agree with that? Thumbs up or thumbs down? Okay. And what was that? Did it come at more so at the beginning, middle, or the end of the story? Okay, more so at the beginning. Good job. Okay? Now let's look at your second question there on your graphic organizer. Let's look at your next question. So, why does the iguana say that the mosquito story about yams is nonsense? What does he say that story about the yams are nonsense? Going back through your book, just to refresh your memory. The mosquito said, I saw a farmer digging yams that were almost big as I am. Think about the size of a yam. Do you guys know what yams are? Okay, have you ever heard of the term sweet potato? Okay, well a sweet potato is the same thing as a yam. Sweet potato and yams are the exact same thing. So there's that word, yams. You've learned a new word. Yams. What's a mosquito compared to a yam? Snap the iguana. I would rather be deaf than to listen to such nonsense. So again, your question is, why does the iguana say that the mosquito story about the yams is nonsense? You're comparing the size of a yam to a mosquito. How big is a mosquito?
Like this big.
Maybe even smaller than that. Would it be the size of a dime or smaller?
Smaller.
Would be smaller. Okay, would be smaller. Talking about mosquitoes. Wow, that's a huge mosquito. Okay, but typically a mosquito is real small. Maybe smaller than your pinky fingernail. Or maybe about that size. Okay, so think about the size of a yam. So that would be totally absurd to say that he saw a yam that was almost his size, right? So that's why it was nonsense to him. But however, Antonio just said that he has mosquitoes at his house that's large. As big as a what, Antonio? As big as a quarter. Okay. Well, I'll be afraid to kill them as well. Okay. Now let's look at your next question of your graphic organizer. If you would, you guys, would you help me read this question, please, on 3? 1, 2, 3.
Why does the iguana answer python?
So, why doesn't the iguana answer the python? Why doesn't the iguana answer the python? And it says to draw it. So try to do that for me. Why doesn't the iguana answer the python? Well, tell me. Why didn't the iguana answer the python? Because of what? Evidence? He still had what in his ear? He still had sticks in his ear. So, what could you possibly draw? The iguana with the sticks in his ears? Just keep going.
Yes, the iguana with 6.
Okay? Yeah, you can draw it. It says to draw it. You're going to draw a picture to show why the iguana doesn't answer the python. Okay? Some good illustrations. And so to close out our lesson, why does mosquito buzz in people's ears? Why does a mosquito buzz in people's ears? Okay, they're trying to get your attention. They're maybe trying to still ask, are you still mad at me? Okay, and last one, Cornelius. Why does a mosquito buzz in people's ears? Okay, and I'm going to give you guys a few moments to finish up your drawing. And now let's get ready to look at your next read along.
You want me to